What's up, you guys? My name is Pablo, and today I want to talk to you guys about the Spanish music scene. So over the past 5 or so years, the Spanish music scene has really skyrocketed with leaders like Rosalia. Gone are the days when we really only know about artists from the States or the UK. We're really beginning to see a more global music scene erupt, and Spain has a place in it. And today I'm going to be talking about some of the artists that I've discovered that I want to share with you guys. I even wore Spanish jorts for my outfit in this video to really get in the Spanish vibe. One of the main factors that drew me into living abroad here in Spain was its culture. I am an avid music fan, and I'm constantly curious and searching for new music and artists to listen to. So naturally, after being here for about a year or so, I've discovered a lot of artists that I really love that I want to share with anyone that might be interested out there. My selections for the artists in this video are definitely based on artists that are current right now. I could go on and on about artists from the past decades that are really iconic here in Spain. However, that's not what I want to do. I want to talk about things that are very culturally relevant right now and that are really transforming and shaping the music scene today. So let's go ahead and begin. So I think the natural place to start is with the one and only Rosalia. Rosalia has really made a name for herself in the music industry over the years. She has become so relevant in the American music scene and the Latin music scene while still remaining a powerhouse here in Spain. Rosalia's origins stem from flamenco. She studied in a very prestigious school in Barcelona where she learned from some of the greatest flamenco artists of Spain. Her first album, El Mal Querer, was actually created as a university project, but it's the reason that a lot of people became exposed to her music and really began to appreciate her art. The lead single, Malamente, drew a lot of attention around the world, and it's actually how I first discovered her. And in a matter of years, she became very well known throughout the world. Although she comes from flamenco roots, she has begun to explore a lot of different genres and kind of blended them all into her music. Her single, Con Altura, really opened up her audience to a lot of Latin music listeners, and a lot of relevant artists really began to take notice of who she was and began to collaborate with her. Noteworthy collaborations include James Blake and, more recently, The Weeknd. In a lot of her songs, you see her iconic hand gestures and the clapping that is really common to a lot of flamenco music. And her upcoming album, Motomami, is supposed to be an exploration of her more traditional Spanish roots with a lot more Latin and hip-hop beats. She has even dabbled into rapping in her latest songs. In a lot of her videos, she explores a lot of iconic Spanish imagery. She is definitely the go-to Spanish artist to check out, to really open up your world into the Spanish music scene. Some songs I recommend you listen to are Malamente, Apale, and Dolerme, which I think touch on a lot of different sides of her. Up next, we have one of my favorite artists of the moment, and it's Nathy Peluso. Nathy is almost indescribable. She has an incredible aura and presence to her that just makes her iconic right away. She was born in Argentina, but raised in Spain. That's why I've included her in this list. And she has quickly become a very relevant figure in the country. Her music is a blend of soul and hip-hop, but in more recent projects like Emergencia, she touches on even electronic sounds. Part of what makes her really great is that she successfully mixes fashion, performance, choreography, and her music in such an incredible way. Her songs constantly keep you on your toes. You never really know what she's gonna do next. She's one of those artists that constantly reinvents herself. Some of her musical inspirations are Ray Charles and Ella Fitzgerald, which really say a lot about what she's aiming to do in the music world. Her clips are iconic, some of the best I've seen in years, and I really recommend you go see them so that you really get a sense of who she is and what she brings to the table. Some great songs to listen to first to begin to get acquainted with her are Buenos Aires, which really touches on a lot of her Argentinian roots, Mafiosa, which was a hit throughout Spain this past summer, and Emergencia, which is so experimental and danceable and truly unique that you have to check it out. So up next we have Tangana. Fun fact, Tangana actually used to date Rosalia, and back then he was a famous one and she was on the rise. A lot of their songs are rumored to reference each other, however I can neither confirm nor deny that, so it's all up in the air. Tangana was born in Madrid, and his musical career actually stems from rapping. However, over the years, he has evolved his music to include a lot more traditional Spanish folk music. His latest album, El Madrileño, Someone from Madrid, has garnered incredible critical acclaim. It was even listed in Rolling Stone's top 10 albums of 2021. And the fact that a Spanish artist is topping a reputable American publications list, I think says a lot about what this man is really bringing. His current music touches a lot of deep Spanish roots with a lot of guitar, flamenco clapping, and singing. And his collaborations are very respectable with a lot of older generation Spanish artists. In his latest album, he even collaborated with Omar Apollo from the United States, and that collaboration I think really says a lot about the blend that is beginning to happen with music today. If you haven't seen his Tiny Desk, I highly recommend it. It was filmed in a location here in Madrid. It was part of the At Home series, and I think it really showcases his talent and authenticity super well. If you want to listen to some of his songs, check out Demasiadas Mujeres, Ateo, and Tú me dejaste de querer. Up next we have Rigoberta Bandini. Rigoberta is a really interesting artist that has really gained a lot of traction here in Spain. Her music is very free-spirited in nature. She's a singer-songwriter, and through her songs she really breaks down a lot of boundaries, both sound-wise and with her songwriting. A lot of her lyrics contain double entendres or metaphors. In her songs, she talks a lot about deeply emotional things in her life. She has a lot of social and political commentary. She's overall a very fun artist, and I recommend her if you're looking for a breath of fresh air. Some songs of her you should check out are Perra, Ay Mamá, and in Spain we call it Soledad. Now we have Guitarrica de la Fuente. His name is a mouthful, but his music is worth it. Think of the Cheetah Girls guy with the long hair that played the guitar at the festival. He's like him, but in real life. He's a singer-songwriter, and his music is very guitar-centered. A lot of his songs just feature his voice and his strings. He's perfect for guitar ballads, melancholic songs, and deeply emotional cuts. His aesthetic is very Mediterranean and chill in general. He makes music that sounds old but is truly very of today. He blends old and new flawlessly. He's a whole vibe. Check him out. Some of his noteworthy songs are Mil y Una Noches, Guantanamera, and Vidalita del Mar. He's truly the perfect artist to listen to when you just want to unwind, sit by a beach, or just be by yourself, man, like on a swing or something. It's just so peaceful. We also have Natalia Lacunza. Natalia began her career in music competitions here in Spain, but she's definitely found her own voice throughout the years. Chill, modern pop, a very broad catalog, and international collabs that really work really well with her. She makes songs that range between bedroom pop and R&B and a little bit of soul. It's very much slow-paced like Guitarrica de la Fuente, and she even has collaborated with him. There's a video of the both of them together that is definitely worth checking out. So yeah, if you're interested in her, definitely check out Nana Triste, Todo Lamento, and Enfants 80, which I think are some great songs by her. Moving on, we have Paul Grange. Now, Paul Grange is such a playful and almost kiddish artist. He's half Spanish and half French, and he's become very relevant in today's culture with both his music and acting. He was just in the last season of Elite. Think of him like a Spanish boy next door. So he's basically like the everyday Spanish guy, but with a platform and a lot of music and ideas to share. His hairstyle and his clothes are iconic Spanish imagery of like what a lot of guys over here dress like. Of course not everyone, but he definitely hits like a spot with a certain type of personality that Spain has. But overall, his music and his video clips are very good, and he's definitely worth checking out. Some of his better songs to check out are No Pegamos, De Colegio, and Lucky Charm. Coming up next, we have Sen Senra. Sen is a very mysterious and profound artist. He is somewhere between hip-hop, rhythm and blues, and pop. And a lot of his songs are just really catchy in a very subtle way. He has this whole like aura to him that's very like dark and mysterious, but his songs speak for themselves. He just had a huge concert in Madrid that a lot of people I know went to, so he has a very like cult following and is beginning to gain a lot of momentum here. Some songs of his that I recommend are Ya no te hago falta, Sublime, and Que Facilidad. So to round off the list, I wanted to include two musical acts that I think are very relevant in the Spanish music scene, but they both have a maybe slightly longer track record than the previous artists that I've covered in this video. They were both very strong in the late 2000s, but they continue releasing and creating quality music today. So the first one is Leiva. He's an instrumentalist in the pop rock genre. He has very emotive songs that explore an almost indie sound. He has recently just released some very good collaborations with some relevant Mexican artists like Jimena Sariñana and Natalia Lafourcade, which I love. And some songs of his I recommend are Como si fueras a morir mañana, No te preocupes por mí, and Histéricos. And I couldn't finish off this video without including the one and only Vetusta Morla. Vetusta Morla is an alternative rock and indie group that I have grown to love over the years. It's actually probably one of the first Spanish groups or artists that I've ever really began to listen to a long time ago. I remember I Shazamed one of their songs in La Casa de Papel or Money Heist, which is on Netflix, a long time ago. The song was La Deriva and I fell in love with it, and I've been listening to them ever since. Their songs are very evocative and have very emotional lyrics, and they're kings of live performances here in Spain. They have been going strong for over 10 years. They have a very strong following and have received very high critical acclaim over the years. Some songs of theirs that I really recommend you listen to are Copenhague, 23 de Junio, and La Deriva. Truly all incredible. I could go on and on with more noteworthy artists to share with you guys, however, these are the ones that I felt really compelled to share with you all. I hope you enjoyed the video and that you find some music and artists that you really like. I will also include a Spotify playlist in my description below with these and other artists that you might like, so go ahead and check that out. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and share with a friend that might want to discover something new. I'll see you guys next time. Love from Spain.